Today I'd like to tell you a little bit of story and also the reason of why I decided to get the Leica Q here in 2018. Yes, I'm a little bit late on the party, but I do have my reasons why I got into Leica in the first place. I purchased this. I started really from the bottom of the hierarchy of the Leicas. Back in the day, I used to shoot with this humongous, heavy DSLR called the Canon EOS 60D. I'm sure you know that's the camera that started all the tilty, flippy screen in the back. That is the camera that I usually shoot, and I think to myself that is a very, very heavy camera. I use it on many occasions on my traveling in New York, to Florida with that, to California and shoot. All amazing, great things. Link in the description below if you want to see all of those shots. I still actually post it up on my Instagram. Yeah, I use that, and it's pretty heavy. It's really, really heavy, and it's just a hassle to actually bring. So I decided to actually keep that aside and actually to have my first Leica. This is the camera that got me started on the Leica journey. I purchased this back in 2 or 3 years ago, 4 years, and it's a very simple point and shoot camera. It's a digital camera. It's very small, it's very compact, but what's something that I loved about the Deluxe 6 is actually it's very simple, it's very stealthy, so to speak. This is a camera that is made by Panasonic in collaboration with Leica. The lens is DC Vario Sumilux 1 f1.4. So it's a very, very great camera to have. The buttons is all over here. You have your aperture ring here. You can set it up really easily. You have manual and autofocus here, and even have macro mode. So it's a very, very nice camera, and this is what got me hooked into Leica. So the Leica T. So this is my second camera that I actually purchased. Second-hand also, by the way, if you're wondering. It was designed by Audi. Including all of the accessories here, the Visoflex and such, and even the lens. It's designed by Audi. It's Leica's new take on their modern camera, I guess, because everything that you see here, the interface is all touchscreen. You have a touch menu all over there, and it works very, very well too. And I love the fact that it has a touch to focus kind of focusing system. So that's a very great, neat feature. And it has video, although the video is not really that good, I must admit. But what got me hooked is actually the aluminum finish, the aluminum chassis on this baby right here. Because it was made from a single block of aluminum, all trimmed down to this shape right here. That is such a formidable achievement that they're actually able to do this. And it doesn't weigh a lot too. So it's not that heavy too, so it's very light, and it's very great ergonomically speaking. So I love the Leica T. It's what got me hooked in the mirrorless segment of the camera. And it just got me into something a little bit more deeper. I have a deeper affection on Leica after I bought this camera. And I'm currently rocking a 50mm Noctilus M1 f1. It is just an amazing lens that comes, and the standard lens, I believe, it's about 35, 50, and it comes in 18 if I'm not wrong. The Leica T has a very, very nice lens, nice lens lineup. So that's the Leica T. That's my second camera. That's what got me hooked even more in the Leica brand. This is the Leica Q. So kind of take inspiration from the Leica M classic features and design also, and it takes the modern side of the Leica T. So I think what's so genius about this is it kind of takes in all the younger buyers, so to speak, the millennials, where they want simplicity, but they also want the quality from Leica. They also want the iconic design from the Leica. If you see it from the top here, it really looks like a Leica M, really, but smaller, thinner, and lighter also, because this is made of aluminum and the lens is made of magnesium. So it's not really that it's not made of brass like what all Leica aficionados would hope for, but it is a modern take from Leica, and I do appreciate changes, and I do really love where this is going. Now, the Leica Q, if you buy brand new, if you're wondering, this is the box that came with it. They do have really great presentation. I mean, Leica always have great presentation on their packaging. So this is the box. It comes with their iconic silver color. And as you can see, it comes in a black box here with magnetic latch. And it truly has this very jewelry-esque presentation here, as if you're buying a well-made watch. So this is the box that came with it. The camera will stay in here, as well as the hood, the front hood here. And it comes with this, so you can just screw it back in if you don't want to use the hood. So very, very nice packaging, very simple, nothing too overdone. And they do have a shelf compartment here. It has all your necessary things like your papers and your warranty and all other great stuff over here in your instruction. And down here you have all the accessories that came with it, all the pouches and the straps, and all of those great necessary things that you need for traveling purposes. And this is the charger that came with it, and also the cable that comes along with the charger. So that's the box that comes with it. That's the packaging, very, very nice packaging. So what you hope for if you're paying brand new for the Q. Now, the reason what got me hooked is actually the features of this camera. It rocks a 28mm Summilux f1.7 fixed lens, by the way. You can't change the lens. But what I like about this lens is, if you think about it, okay, Leica actually sell this lens only on B&H, if you want to see the link down below in the description. 28mm f1.7 Summilux actually costs merely about $6,000. So this is a whole bargain over here. This is a very, very good bargain. I mean, you have a formidable lens here that could do so much, and it's a staple, really. You have the body, which can do more than the M240. So you have a best of both worlds here. You have a very good combination, and I think that is such a bargain. If you're starting out on Leica and you're wishing to purchase a new Leica and you have the budget for it, I would highly recommend the Q if you want to start, because it's a very good street shooter and also a landscape shooter. For Christ's sake, I mean, the 28mm is just quite wide if you want to be wide. So I understand why they put the 28 here instead of the 35 or a 50, because, you know, 28 is the best of both worlds, and you can digitally crop it, by the way, by a push of a button here. You have a shortcut button that you can push to actually crop that digitally into 35 or 50. Although I never do that, because you know, you always can crop it later in post. But if I do want to use it, it's very handy to have it there, and I got no complaints with it. I mean, it's great that it's there. What I like about this camera is it's very simple to operate. You have very few buttons. You only have play, delete, FN, ISO, and menu. That's it. You have touchscreen, although I think the touchscreen is a little bit of a gimmick. The touchscreen only works on certain menus or the touch to focus. That's all. So they don't make use of all the Leica T beautiful interface and such. So it's a dead-on classic menus. And what I like about this design of the Leica Q is what I learned from this article, where the designer of the Leica Q is actually a graduate. So it's a young designer that wishes to infuse the old and the new together. So he put attention to detail on the Q, like this thumb grip over here, this built-in thumb grip, that I think is just genius. I mean, you really need this. I mean, the M itself is very slippery when you're actually holding it in place. So ergonomically speaking, this Q is a step up, really. It's a very step up on the design language of a Leica. And I love that they kept it simple, they kept it minimalistic, they kept it very contemporary, and I just love the design. There are fewer buttons and there's nothing to hassle with. One of the features that I love to highlight, so you can shoot video with this at 1080p, 60 frames per second, or 32 frames per second, whatever you wishes. Although it's not the strongest feature of this camera, but I do believe, I shot a couple of videos with the Q, and I must say it's very impressive, really. It does the job well done. It brings out the color actually pops, and it's just beautiful. This EVF has one of the most sharpest EVF I have ever seen on a camera. I've tried abundance of cameras out there, but nothing comes close to this EVF. It's just sharp, it's just natural, it's just something about it is telling your brain when you're looking at it and feels like, oh God, you're gonna get that shot. That is a beautiful shot. You know what I mean? So it's a very, very nice EVF, and it does the job well done. And compared to the VisoFlex, if you're wondering, of the Leica T, it stands just a slightly bit and above from the VisoFlex. So if you're into street photography like me, I'm not an expert any means, but if you're into it, it will do the job well done. It will be your companion all the way through. So the camera has a 24 megapixel full frame CMOS sensors, which I think is just breathtaking. With a package this small, it produces a full frame CMOS sensors. And this lens, as I said before, is very simple. You have your aperture ring here, goes up to 16 and 1.7, and you can set it to auto in the end here. Something of a neat feature is the macro mode here. Activate the macro mode, you usually have to flick a switch here or go through menus, right? In the Leica Q, however, you can just flick this thing here and the ring, and it changes ring in the middle here, showing you that you're in macro mode. So on the mode here, you have a very simple mode up here. You have the off button, and you switch it to S, that is your standard mode, and you have continuous mode when you switch it to C. So it does 10 frames per second, I guess. So yeah, it's pretty quiet too. So it does it's very quick. Okay, it's quite fast, and I'm quite amazed with it. I really love the Leica Q. If you're starting and you're a new photographer who wants to get into the Leica vibe, who wants to shoot street photography, I think this would be the perfect camera for you. And it's also a very good travel companion too. If you want to travel somewhere and you want to, carry a camera that is simple to use, that so to speak, has 3 lenses in one camera, 28, 35, and 50. Go get this. I mean, this is a very, very formidable camera to actually have in your collection. So that's what I think about the Leica Q. If you want to see more results on my photography session, do see in the link in the description below, I provide you with a link of my Instagram profile dedicated for photography called kainama.gallery. I wish you happy shooting. If you just get into Leica Q like me, congratulations, you bought yourself a very nice camera, and you be sure, please do cherish it from years on now. So thank you for watching. This has been a pleasure of showing you all of my camera collection and my new Leica Q. Hope this would help you decide whether to buy or not the Leica Q. And I'll see you on the next video. As always, this is Nathaniel. I'm First Impression, signing out.